Hello, hello. Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Ike here, and today we're gonna be streaming a new buff character. Today we're gonna be streaming the Explorer buff. So Explorer got a pretty sizable buff, and that's why we're gonna be doing a stream about him. I didn't have him on my radar until I saw the buffs. Would you please chill, Elgato? Thank you. The screen keeps blacking out. Today we're gonna be playing Explorer, and we're gonna be focusing on his buffs, which he got 4 of, but 3 of them are the big ones that we're going to be looking at. The first buff is that your treasure no longer spawns further than 70 meters away from you. That's great, because every once in a while you'd spawn in a match as Explorer. It's across the map, 140 meters, something like that. It's not even worth getting it. Just do the closest Cipher to you. Because you got to remember that when this page spawns too far from you, it's not even worth going for it. Not only because someone might kite on it, but also because you're just spending too long walking after it. That's just better to decode a Cipher machine. You're going to get 50% progress quicker that way. But that doesn't solve the issue that the Explorer page is still across the map. You're eventually going to have to walk for it anyway. So this buff is not only going to make it so now it's easier to get your Explorer page anytime through the game. Mostly at the beginning, because that's the first page. It just makes it so the first page never spawns further than 70 meters from you. But also makes it so that it always makes sense to go for the page. Now it's never going to spawn outside of 70 meters. Now it always is going to make sense to go for the page. I wonder if it'll ever spawn outside of 70 meters after the first time. It might be all the time. It might never spawn further than 70 meters from you, which would be very interesting. In fact, I was actually playing with a teammate in practice mode inside of customs, and he told us that the treasure kept spawning in the exact same spawns on Lakeside. So we're going to see specifically on Lakeside, but hopefully on some other maps. Do we keep getting the same treasure spots? I'd be very curious now. I'd be very curious if it's going to be the same treasure spots consistently 70 meters from each other, which will be very interesting. It means that you're never going to get close pages, but it would also mean that you're going to get consistent pages, and you know exactly where they're going to spawn in what order. Even the order was the same. So I'm very curious if that's going to happen to us today. The second buff we're going to look at is when Explorer is just decoding a Cipher machine. Every time he hits a perfect calibration, he gets 0.8% extra than other survivors. For those that don't know, every survivor in this game, whenever they hit a perfect, they get bonus decode. So not increased decode speed, you just get a flat 2% increase per perfect calibration. The more perfects you hit, the less percent it increases. I think like the first 3 calibrations you hit perfectly are a 2% increase, and after that it stays 1%. But no matter what, Explorer is always going to be getting 0.8% more than other survivors. So first one, he's going to get 2.8 bonus. Second one, he's going to get 2.8 bonus. Third one, I can't remember if the third one is 2.8 or 1.8, but it's either the third or fourth. It shifts from 2% to 1%, but Explorer is going to always be getting a flat 0.8% increase per perfect calibration, which is really nice. The third buff, I don't know if it says here on the game, but in my notes here, it says that now Feaster Tentacles, I'll tell you guys specifically what, but now Hellenberg Puppet Swaps, Feaster Tentacles, Photographer Card Trick, Sculptor Full Presence, and Hula Baloo Clone. These are all abilities that can find survivors, sniff out the survivor no matter how far away they are. With some exceptions. The Hula Baloo Clone cannot sniff out from further than tinnitus range and stuff like that. But the point is, they can find where the survivor is. When you're shrunk down as Explorer, that is no longer possible. They can no longer find you. You can still get hit by those things if it's in the way, but it's not going to try to find you. It's not going to point directly where you are, which now makes Explorer way better against stuff like Feaster, who is generally not a good hunter, but when it comes to Explorer, has a very easy time finding him, and then Explorer is not going to have a very easy kite because he doesn't start with any kiting ability. There is one more buff here, and it says that while you're shrinking, you actually are moving normal speed until you're fully shrunk down, which is a nice thing. You know, that's the 4th buff. It doesn't really matter, but it's a small nice thing that as you're shrinking now, you're still the normal movement speed of a regular survivor until you're fully shrunk down. So if you don't already know, maybe you don't play Explorer, when you're shrunk down, you would be, I think, half as slow as a regular survivor. So you would never want to be shrunk down. You can't use pallets, you can't use windows while you're shrunk down. As you're becoming bigger, and you stop using the book though, as you're becoming bigger, you can already start using stuff. It's just as you're becoming small, it used to be that you'd already be moving slower as well while you're becoming smaller. Not even fully small yet, but you're already slower. Now they changed it so that now as you're becoming small, you are moving as a normal survivor speed until you are fully finished becoming small, then you are that slower speed. Which is nice, mostly for the fact that when the game starts, it means that when the game starts and you're trying to quickly get to a hiding spot, you're already trying to shrink down so the hunter doesn't see your shadow from far. But the downside of that is that the hunter would might spot you because you're moving slower to your hiding spot. When you're trying to run to your hiding spot as soon as possible, you need to shrink down almost immediately, but it's also going to take you longer to reach it because you were shrinking down and you're already moving slower while you're shrinking. Now that's not going to be the case. Now as you're shrinking, you're going to be moving normal speed until you're fully shrunk down, which is like a nice quality of life thing, I would say. I am going to spawn here just because it is much easier to hide here for an explorer than, you know, than any other survivor. I don't think you have to spawn here to spawn as explorer, but there is a lot of synergy here to spawn as explorer because the hunter cannot see your shadow from far. You're behind walls. You have the space necessary to start hiding as soon as the game starts without the hunter seeing your shadow from far just as they're spawning in, which is a really, you know, it's the advantage of the spawn. I'm not a big fan of corner spawns, but in explorer's case, it can work out. I don't think you need to spawn here, but if you really want to, you could. But yeah, we're just gonna pick... I don't want to pick a spawn that's like right behind a tree. Really, it's all about perspective with Explorer. You know, from the hunter's perspective, they cannot really see me right now. Yeah, I'm saying that, but we'll see here. No, she found me, unfortunately. That's a little bit unfortunate. She just walked right in the perfect direction. That is the small little downside of Explorer, is that every once in a while you will get unlucky. And unfortunately I also have Tide Turner as Explorer, which is even worse. The goal now is to hopefully just kite out until blink. And that way maybe... She has confined space. I don't know why she's going backwards. And then maybe we can at least get blink out or something like that. Ooh. Does she have another statue? She does. Cool. Nice. We did wait a little bit, but it bounced back, unfortunately. So, you know what? It was a decent Explorer kite considering we instantly got found immediately. But that was a little bit unlucky. Usually the sculptors, not sculptors specifically, but hunters in general, are going to be looking in specifically obstacles. So we're doing a reverse psychology kind of thing. And the Explorer grass, it really does work. Unfortunately, it didn't work here, but it really does work because most of the time, the hunter, as long as you position yourself correctly, cannot see you. From their perspective, it's just a grass patch. From your perspective, we can see us, but it all depends on perspective and which side the hunter is on. At the very least, we should be able to tie this game because that was still a pretty good tie-worthy kite. It just, you know, this is why I don't really like playing Explorer, because there is always this risk every once in a while you're going to get found and there's nothing you can do about it. You know, sometimes I'm just going to get lucky. Okay, my bad. I guess we should have hid, you know, in the corner instead of on that spot. But would the corner be obvious? Hard to say. We don't really know where the hunter is going to search immediately. So that was, I would say, a little bit unlucky. I feel like in a different universe, we would have hid and she would have never found us. But it really sucks. It really sucks how, unfortunately, this game, it didn't work out. Because 99% of times, it would work out. So that's a little bit unfortunate. Would choosing a dark green skin make him blend in the grass better? It probably would, but in all honesty, it also doesn't really matter. It's pretty easy to see a spot in the ground. You know, you're looking not for the color, you're looking more for just like a pebble. And no skin gets rid of that. You're always looking like a bump in the... I don't know why she's running towards the hunter after her robot goes down. Oh, please don't tell me she's gonna play. Okay, thankfully the sculptor's body actually prevented that statue from hitting. If it weren't for the sculptor's body, she would have gotten hit by that statue. She's not even looking behind her. Oh. We might not tie this game. Like, seriously, this is gonna be... That kite could have been a lot longer had she just looked around. Had she just looked behind her when she vaulted that window, she would see that the hunter's going around. That was... Oh. That is so sad to watch. Ranging from running towards the hunter when your bot goes down, instead of staying at factory, instead of realizing that the hunter can see where you are when they knock down your robot, instead of realizing that, she's running towards the hunter, and on top of that, she's not even looking behind her. So I really hope my kite is not going to go in vain here. Weeping Clown, I was about to say did a good rescue, but then unfortunately that statue hit. It's still a good rescue. It's just we really needed like an exceptional rescue there. So that way now, when she chisels on the last Cipher, it's not going to be 2 statues that kill him. It's going to take 3 statues to kill him, which would have been really nice. It's still a good rescue. Don't get me wrong. I know I said it's not a good rescue. I meant it's not an exceptional rescue. It's still a good rescue though. But like an exceptional rescue would be like, man, he didn't even take half health damage. That would have been like a really good rescue, because now it would be very difficult for the sculptor to kill the Weeping Clown off the chair. Unfortunately, it looks like we don't even have a last Cipher machine. I'm so confused because I could have sworn we should have another Cipher machine. I feel like the game has progressed long enough where we should have another 5th Cipher machine being worked on. I got sold. How do we not have a 5th Cipher machine? I don't know. Maybe Explorer. Did someone just announce the stream a second time? I already announced it. No, that was... I don't know what that is. Oh no, it's people reacting to the stream. XD? Who was that? Someone just got a free shout out. Yeah, unfortunately we're not gonna tie this game. This really should have been a tie. I don't know what happened here. That we not only don't have a... Like, not only did the mechanic just completely flop that kite, but we also have a situation where we don't have a 5th Cipher machine. I don't know how. Like, where is our other Cipher machine? I guess we don't have a 5th Cipher machine. Because I doubt that Cipher has some progress on it. I doubt this Cipher has any progress on it. I guess maybe we'll see. I'm not sure if we'll ever find out this match. I don't feel like looking in the replay. Oh well. Honestly, should have tied this game. Should have been a pretty easy tie, especially with Mechanic on the team. Mechanic is not a winning survivor, but when you have a 4th Cipher already being worked on, it should be very easy to start a 5th Cipher machine. So I don't understand what we're drawing here. Do you have any college advice? Definitely search up your teachers online. You may be paying a lot of money to go to college, but one thing I've learned the hard way is that no matter how much money you're paying for that college, I don't care if you're going to your community college or Harvard, those teachers, no matter how much you're paying for the school, there is no connection to how good or bad they are. I don't freaking care if it's a Harvard teacher, Yale teacher. Make sure you check online on, Rate My Professor, for example. What are the ratings of the professor? And make sure you check, because that makes the difference between getting a pretty easy A, not just a pretty easy A, but also you enjoying the class, to you having to do all the work. And the teacher teaching in a way where it's like, it just doesn't support the majority of the class. I know some teachers be like, oh, we're focusing on teamwork. But then there are those same teachers focus too hard on teamwork. And now those students are forced to teach themselves what to do. Which is like not a good way of teaching at that point, if your students are having to teach themselves what to do. At least not in my opinion. So make sure you search up your teachers online. That's probably my biggest advice. To just search up your teachers online before you pick them out online. Okay, let's see. I guess it is still possible to tie this game. It's unlikely, but it is still possible. We could get a dungeon kite here, and maybe by some miracle we get this last Cipher ready. She's probably watching for shaking Cipher machines with warp, though. Not anymore. Not if she's going to commit this hard to Fire Investigator, though, but we'll see. Okay, looks like she is committing pretty hard. Wow, that was actually a really beautiful dodge. I just don't know if he's going to make the next powder area with that dodge. Okay, looks like she didn't block the pallet with the statue, which was really good for him. Look at Blake using this pallet really effectively, forcing the hunter to go around the long side of the wall. So even though they nerfed that area on this side, it doesn't really matter because that other side of the wall still exists. It's still blocking her path. Unless she really wants to walk all the way around, which I doubt it. That still takes just as much time, and it's still, then you're going to leave that pallet up for a pallet boost later. Let's see if this guy can survive here. Hopefully he can survive. It's really hard to. Yeah, but she is just going to warp here, and that is going to be the nail in the coffin here. Maybe he can... Well, no, you can't hide against Sculptor full presence here. Too bad! Explorer would have been able to hide from that had we actually survived. They just actually buffed it, so it won't seek you out anymore if you're fully shrunk down. Oh yeah, I forgot to add. If you're not fully shrunk down, the feaster tentacles in the statues will still seek you out. They will still target you until you're fully shrunk down. I don't think that syringe heals a second time. I think he needs to get a new syringe, unless she doesn't have Deteriorate. If she doesn't have deteriorate, she doesn't have panic, and if you don't have either of those two, then you can actually reuse a syringe 2 times. But every single hunter is going to have that. So I'm just assuming she has it, but maybe she doesn't. He could still pick himself up here. This is a really long first game. Yeah, no problem, man. Good luck in college. My high school coach always said there are teachers and there are tellers who believe themselves to be teachers. The worst case I've ever had was in my freshman year. It was a very humbling experience. Because in high school and in elementary school, all my teachers were really good. I never really had a complaint with any of my teachers. The worst one I've had was maybe a Polish school teacher, which is not even English school. One that would give a ton of work to do every single week. But that's kind of a different story. That's not even English school anymore. In English school, though, like high school and elementary school, I've never had a problem with any of my teachers. I thought they were all great. I thought they all really taught well. So when I went into college, I'm like, we're paying a ridiculous amount of money. Surely these teachers are going to be, just as good, if not better. Because it's kind of hard to be better than the best, when you find the best. But I guess you never find when you can find someone even better, right? Isn't that the whole point of dating? But anyway, as I was saying, that's kind of the whole idea, right? You think you're paying a lot of money, you think you're going to get a good teacher. It makes sense, right? Man, this guy actually found 2 syringes in a row. That is extremely lucky. This game is being extended so long because of these syringes. But anyway, right? And I go into my first period class. My first period class is a calculus class at like 8:30 or 8:15 a.m. sometime in the morning. Really bad time for a math class, by the way. But oh my God, was that teacher so bad. And this was also my freshman year in college, so I wasn't aware that you also had to call people professor or doctor in college. And so I was calling all my teachers Mr. and Miss, and no one ever told me anything. But that calculus teacher was the worst teacher I've ever had. The lowest rating you can have online on Rate My Professors is a 1 star. You cannot rate lower than 1 star. He had a 1.4 star rating. And I only checked after the semester was halfway over because people were telling me, what's his rating? What's the professor rating online? And I'm like, you can check this online? I'm like thinking, well, I guess you could check it online, but I've never thought that I needed to check it online. Did we just tie that game? Did she just surrender? I think she just surrendered. No. Oh, no. He just already had the surrender button ready, and we just were waiting for the other guy to leave. That is really unfortunate that we died. We didn't die fast. It's just we got found fast. The kite actually, after taking a free hit like that, wasn't that bad at all. For 60 seconds, only taking 2 statue hits in 60 seconds, no abilities, actually not that bad. It's just really bad that we got found so fast. You still think lawyer is better? Well, today the point is to try out other survivors. This is not a competition. Oh, I'm sorry. You're responding to someone's question. Who is the best decoder right now, explorer or lawyer? I actually think neither. I think composer is better. If it's opera singer, explorer is going to be better. If it's anyone else, I think composer is better because I think composer is more reliable. And also, composer can be played on any map. Like right now, we're going to play Explore on Eversleeping, and we have literally nowhere to hide. Where are we going to hide? We can't hide anywhere. Where are we going to hide? There's no grass. There's not a lot of trees to like duck behind. We can hide behind the walls, but there's not a lot of walls. Any wall is near a pallet area, so maybe someone else will hide by me. Or maybe, the hunter's just going to pass by naturally, and they're going to casually see me. This is really bad. This is a really bad map. Composer, you can play on any map. Lawyer is good if it's an area, a kind of map where you can circle around huge buildings and you can constantly see where the hunter is, and then you can waste a lot of time that way. You have to realize that every single survivor kind of gets, where do we even spawn here? Do we just spawn inside of graveyard directly? It seems like a terrible idea. So you already see me carrying the Broken Windows build because I'm not expecting to hide here this match. We're just going to do basically a no item kite. Since this is going to be an Explorer stream. I do not recommend you guys play Explorer on these kinds of maps. Chinatown, Eversleeping. These are all stone maps. It's just all stone on the ground. So there's not going to be any grass growing. There's not going to be any trees unless there's like a random pot somewhere along the map. And that's not really going to be a good hiding spot. You need a lot of trees, a lot of grass to be able to make a good hiding spot. But, Anyway, as I was saying about the decoder thing, lawyer is only better if you have like a huge walled area or like huge buildings that you can keep circling around where you can see the hunter, but they cannot see you. And that's a pretty big advantage that lawyer has, that no other decoder has. I guess Mind's Eye does, but her range is very limited. Who is that? I can't see who the hunter is. I didn't get to see how far this treasure spawned away from us. Was it exactly 70 meters? It might have been exactly 70 meters. But it does look like they still spawn on top of Cipher machines, so nothing changed there. Still the same right there. Unfortunately, this journalist took a basic and a bomb hit almost immediately. What is this? Curiosity. Can hardly control his curiosity and tends to complete risk calibrations. The chance of triggering calibration is increased by 30% and the scope of success decreased by 30%. So this used to not show up here on the top here as a buff. This is actually supposed to be in the game a downside of a survivor, similar to Thief. They treat it as more of like a downside. But I guess now they put it up here as a buff just to remind survivors that, hey, you actually get calibrations more often. So by the way, if you thought the perfect calibration thing was convenient and nice, well, remember that Explorer also gets calibrations 30% more often than other survivors, which means every perfect calibration you're hitting not only is worth more, but you're just getting more calibrations in general than other survivors, which is really convenient. When the game obviously first came out and when survivors were just starting to play this game, man, did we get bonus there even for hitting a normal calibration? Did we get a successful calibration? I guess regular calibrations also get 0.8. But anyway. Or maybe I just have this completely wrong. And maybe you don't get bonus for perfects. You only get 0.8 increase for normals. And just bonus perfect calibration is the exact same. You don't get a bonus for that. Maybe I'm completely wrong about that. It doesn't specifically say. It just says for a completed calibration, you get more decode, which is handy. I think that's really nice. But it doesn't specifically say. Do you get bonuses for normal, just normals, for both perfects and normals? You know, it doesn't really say. So I guess that is my complaint, I guess, with this buff. Can you even call it a complaint? I'm not sure. All right, let's see. Maybe he won't find us. Again, you can see how bad this hiding spot is. You know, it's very easy to see us. Let's actually, I just realized we can hide behind this barrel already while we're digging for the treasure. Let's just do that. That's much better. And there's no need to risk hiding here, honestly. Oh, there's a bot here as a distraction, so this can work out nicely. Notice that I'm not picking up the treasure fully, because when you pick up a treasure, you notify the hunter of your location. It gives like as if you missed a perfect... Let's say you missed like a calibration and it notifies the hunter of that. It's the exact same thing as if you pick up a page. It just automatically gives a notification to the hunter every single time you complete picking up a page. It's the exact same way. So we're actually going to hold off on that last 1%. And we're just going to wait until the hunter's a little bit further away, which I guess is probably now. Let's just use this last page here, because, you know, we want to be using the pages while there's no accelerated decode, since anyway that's going to take longer to do normally. Okay, let's see where the next page is. The next page is all the way over there. I don't have Tide Turner. I don't know if Blake realizes. I'm not so sure it's actually worth walking all the way to the next page here, unless there's a Cipher at a like graveyard, which I don't think there is. We have 0% page. Can we actually use this 0% page? It looks like we can. But yeah, this is obviously really bad. I thought Blake would go rescue, because I don't have Tide Turner. I don't know if he realizes that I don't have Tide Turner. I thought he had Tide Turner. Maybe he already did a rescue this game. I don't know. So I'm really curious. Maybe the 0.8%. I'm gonna try to perfectly. I'm gonna try on purpose to get a normal calibration here and see if we get an increase to our decode. Let's see. It's really hard to look at the bar and also see where we're landing at the top. I didn't mean to ping that. Looks like he dropped a bomb ahead of time there. Hopefully it should blow up right about now. There we go. Super convenient. Okay, there we go. I meant to do this. So let's see what he does here. We're just going to kite normally, I think. We're not going to try to hide. Again, there's not really a lot of good hiding spots. I don't know, maybe there's some crazy wicked hiding spot on Ever Sleeping, but I don't think so. They're all on the edges of the map here. And it's not like they're too amazing. Because, yeah, if you sit on the edge of the map, then the hunter knows you can't be anywhere else. Which makes it a lot easier to spot you out. Hopefully Blake can just pop that Cipher machine. At least that way we'll get a good pop here, ideally. Ooh, I hope he doesn't pop now. If he pops now... Okay, good. He didn't pop yet. Dungeon is there. Oh, okay. That's really a bad then, because we're going in the wrong direction. Oh yes, he's gonna go for a hit here. Yo, Blake! Blake, why didn't you do the Cipher? Were we at 2 Ciphers remaining? Oh, I guess we were at 2 Ciphers remaining. I thought we were at 1 Cipher remaining. Why are we taking so long for him to do that 1 Cipher machine? Oh, I don't know what Blake is doing, man. How come he took so long for that 1 Cipher machine? Hunter went for me for a long time there. How far away was he from the Cipher? Oh, nice. He actually hit the chair. We can actually boost away here. Okay, we're just gonna stay here and we're gonna watch what he does. We're gonna go ahead and just do the Cipher machine here, ideally. I'm watching my heartbeat. Maybe the Cipher just didn't have a lot of progress on it, but... I don't know. I didn't check the Cipher machine number. I'm just automatically... He says Cipher machine prime. Do we have another Cipher machine ready? Or in that case, I don't understand why we don't have it done then. Okay, not a good warp from our hunter here. Someone's gonna have to tell me because... I guess we weren't at 1 Cipher remaining then. I guess that's the only way. What other reason would it be that we didn't have the Cipher ready? I don't know. I really wanted to drop that without getting the bomb hit, ideally, but it is what it is. I wonder if we can make this pallet here. Because if we can make the pallet here, then we might be able to get dungeon. We'll see here. Oh, we got a little bit lucky there, not gonna lie. Not gonna NGL you guys, we got a little bit lucky. Ugh. If we waited any longer, we'd be getting basic hit. That was a really good bomb from him. There were 2 Cyrus machines. Okay, never mind then. I guess we're just spending a long time. We're just spending a long time here trying to actually get the Cyber machines done. I don't understand what's going wrong these last 2 games that the Cybers are taking this long to do. Like, what is going on? 2 games in a row that we lost just because... I mean, we probably would have lost that last game too, though. Even if we got the Ciphers done. I mean, maybe we get dungeon. Hard to say. We do have broken windows, which is very good against Bonbon. Okay, here we go. We got a pretty good map for Explorer now. Lots of grass here, lots of trees. Basically, any map with grass, that's just automatically going to be a good map for Explorer. Because you don't have to hide next to walls. You can choose to hide behind the grass, and I have the most success with the grass. Again, a little bit ironic because that one time I did that this stream so far, we actually got found immediately, but that is the most success I've had, is hiding in the grass right there. Because it's all about the perspective. It's all about understanding a hunter perspective. But it was just a little bit unfortunate that not only did they go straight to me, but also past like the exact grass patch. Not even like the general area. They were on the exact grass patch. Like, seriously? That felt a little bit unlucky. Have I talked about Peddler yet? No, I haven't talked about Peddler. I'm still playing her. It's hard for me to rate her. It's going to be hard for me to rate her. I'm not so sure how good she's going to be, in all honesty. I don't think she's going to be as good as the best 4 hunters right now. And the best 4 hunters right now are Opera Singer, Shadow, Goman, and Hulbu. Those are the 4 best hunters. I don't think Peddler is at that level. I think she's at a Night Watch level. I think she's like at a Waxer's level, where they are good hunters. But I don't think she's at the broken level, which means that hunter is just never going to see use, unfortunately, in tournaments. And that's basically what it means. Unless she turns out to be a better TIE hunter than Anne, but I don't think so. But even then, and is not used to win, and is used to tie. So, you don't become smaller with the book inside the camera world. That's not how it works. Unless I'm wrong about that. I guess someone can correct me if I'm wrong about that. But we are playing Explorer against Photographer, which is going to be pretty good here. Just because we're going to be able to help someone pop their Cipher machine right before the camera world ends. Like right here. We're going to help this person's Cipher machine out. And we're going to pop it before the camera world ends. The basement is a hospital. I will say I made a little bit small mistake there. I ran towards hospital, not straight towards the page. It's a photographer, you know, I should be doing that. Although I need to run away here. I was hoping he would go towards the left, not towards the right of the map. But it looks like he went on this side of the map, so we're just going to be a little bit careful here. I'd love to help your page out, but it's too risky. Because in another universe, that photographer could have already put me on chair right next to that Cipher machine. And if I didn't leave at that moment, we'd be in a lot of trouble. 3%. Psyche should play journalist. I'm never playing journalist. She's not a good survivor. If mercenary, first officer, gravekeeper didn't exist, yeah, I think she would be useful. But there's too many good rescuers to make journalists not useful. Okay. A little bit unfortunate that he also found the archer here, so now it's going to be as easy as just blinking her down. But hopefully we'll get a decent rescue here. Oh, she didn't even get a blink out. Man. So now after we rescue her, even if she doesn't take a free hit, she's just immediately going to go down to a blink. I mean, let's just hope he doesn't have a blink at this point, I guess. I guess Novelist could actually help her rebound here. After the recovery attack, he could switch forms. He'll get a speed boost, and he'll probably make to the window at Ruins. Get a window boost. Make sure he lasts there. So, it's actually not bad, I guess. Hopefully he just goes to rescue here, though. And then I would also love to get myself healed here after this camera world ends. He doesn't have... Unfortunately, he doesn't have... Okay, what is going on here? He didn't make the rescue. Oh my god. Yeah, okay, so I don't know what he's doing there. I think he thought he made the rescue and he didn't make the rescue. He just half did the rescue and then swapped thinking he did the rescue. I don't know what the logic there was. Oh, you know what? I guess the buff matters in a different way. Oh, Blake doesn't have Tide Turner. I guess the buff matters in a different way, guys. The buff to not be smaller... Sorry, to not be slower when you're becoming smaller means that also... We have to help this guy out. Means that also, as we're trying to check where the page is, we're not moving slower. So when I play Explorer, it's just kind of like a habit for me to become small as few times as possible. Because remember that when you're becoming smaller, a downside is that you're also moving slower. But you'll see right now, as we're becoming smaller, we're still moving normal survivor speed, which is really handy. It means that I can check on where the page is without slowing myself down. So now there's no downside to doing this over and over. We're not going to be moving slower, which is really nice. Oh, why did I even do that? Explorer doesn't give notifications when he vaults, so you can just fast fall anytime you want. And the hunter will never get notified. It's like a small advantage to hiding sometimes. There are going to be sometimes when the hunter can't see if you vaulted or not. Oh, the hunter says... It says that the hunter's 60 meters away. Even though they were pretty far away. Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do, guys. We lost. That's literally it. We just lost. Just add a loss to the counter? I know what you mean, yeah. 22%. Hunter's pursuing Novelist. Yeah, I see. There's no way. Again, it's like, it's photographer, so I guess it is possible to, I'm gonna let him get a little bit closer to me and then we're gonna use the page. Now we're at 1 Cipher remaining. The Cipher has a good amount of progress. Okay, and the Hunter's chasing him over there. Not because he pinged, not because he communicated, just because I can see the Hunter's shadow from across the map. Should we use this page? Let's just hold on to the page. There might be like a Cipher that's like 40, 50, like or 30%. And maybe then we can actually get a rebound this game. So yeah, notice that every time I check where the page is, we don't move slower like we used to. Until you're fully shrunk down. So now we're not moving slower, that's really handy. Actually, he's just dead on chair. My man is dead on chair. I don't even need to be working on like a last hour machine. Or hiding. I can already just look for the dungeon. We're probably not going to get it here. He's going to beat us to it though. Let's see. I mean, I guess it's possible. Where is he? Is he really behind me this long? I hear the dungeon. I know it's here. I can literally hear it. Oh, yeah. It looks like he checked the wrong dungeon spot. I don't know where he is. I don't know. He's right behind me. Oh, he's right behind me. Okay. Alright then. Well, whatever. We'll take the dungeon escape. We lose less points. Alright. Little bit of makeup there for that really, really bad rescue. Like, what was that? What was that? Off to a really bad start here. 3 losses. Too bad. We should have tied that first game. Even though we got found that first game, we should have tied that. That should have been still a tie. What happened in the second game? I don't even remember what happened in the second game. I don't know. Blake was counting on me to rescue, I think. If you think about it, the majority of the top 20 survivors are rescue characters. Dude, what are these stats? There's 50 survivors in the game. Top 20? You just named 40% of the survivors in this game. That's not very... That's like saying, hey guys, I'm in the 50% of top students. That means nothing! That means nothing. It means I have a 50% chance to grab any student who's just better than you. Oh, what the heck? This person banned Explorer? Dude, this person banned Explorer. Okay, let's think about this. Alright, as a bonus, we'll just do an early game of Patient. I do want to stream Patient as well in the future. You know what? Actually, let's do Airplanist. Where is Airplanist? Airplanist was right there on the left. I never picked him, so I didn't even know where he was off of memory. Bro, stream sniping? No, there's just some hunter who senselessly bans all decoders. Makes no sense. They didn't even ban the best decoders. The best decoders would be, against something like Sculptor, would be, I guess Lawyer can be annoying, but I think Composer's better than Prisoner. There's no reason to pick Prisoner. Why would you ever pick Prisoner? What, is it going to be like a wheel player? Why would they ever not, not ban Composer over Prisoner? Composer just has the better decode. And I would say better kite against Sculptor as well. Since Sculptor works at a range, the stun is less effective. But I digress. Let's see if the Cipher's blocked. It looks like the Cipher machine is blocked here. So let's just work on this one. I mean, I think it's blocked, right? The Hunter's Ripper. I have never played Patient on this map yet. So I guess we'll see how it works here in this tree area. I've never really thought about hook spots in this tree area. Mostly because Darkwoods was never going to become a map. But now it is a map. Okay, slow pallet breaking, just regular pallet breaking. I say slow versus fast, but really that's just a regular pallet breaking. Okay, let's put a portal on the Cipher machine. Not a very good Priestess portal. I don't know what that does. Takes 10 seconds of decoding gone for a Priestess portal that like does what? He's just very easily gonna break it. He also lost a portal out of that. I don't know what situation. I guess she's making it for me. I guess if I go rescue, it's actually not so bad, but let's see what he does. I'm not really seeing the advantage to rescuing Mechanic here. She's not going to realistically be able to rebound here. Okay. We can still make this rescue, but man, this is really tough. It's very easy for Ripper nowadays to get those 2 foggy hits off. She also tried to body block there, but unfortunately the robot didn't end up body blocking there. Okay, so the robot, I mean, Mechanic in general, guys, don't play Mechanic. Mechanic is not a good survivor in rank. I know people like to say, oh, she's going to be a good kiter now because she has 15% slower vault instead of 30% like she used to. And then because of her better kiting now, she'll be able to decode more on her robot to make up for the longer kite. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works at all. Because you're still not going to be able to do a 3-server kite because you don't have any abilities to counter the hunter with. That's still not gonna work. It's still not gonna function. You still need abilities to do a kite. Vaulting in this game is not enough. You need abilities, and they have to be good abilities. Body blocking with a robot, while that's good, it's not why you pick Mechanic. That's not why you pick Mechanic. People pick Mechanic to help counter Shadow, Goman, and Hula Baloo. We are banning all 3, which means Mechanic has no purpose being picked. She's a tie character. She's not going to be able to kite long enough to give you guys a win. And in rank, it is very bad to tie. We're getting +1, +2. Unless you guys were like in a losing situation and you brought it back to a tie. That's better than losing like -7, -6. But if you guys were really close to a win, or close to a win by any means, and then now you guys have slower decoding because of Mechanic. Mechanic is an anti-decoder. Mechanic doesn't actually really help you guys decode faster. She just puts a distraction on the field to do any sort of decoding. It's not the best kind of decoding. If you want the best kind of decoding, you should take a kiter character, because that kiter character will be able to last longer so that your other teams can decode for longer. So effectively, the better kiters are actually not just better kiters in the definition of it, but they're also better decoders, because it allows your other teams to decode for longer because you're kiting for longer. I mean, just look at how well Blake is able to kite this hunter. He is essentially a better decoder than Mechanic is, because we're actually able to decode now instead of having to waste our time getting off our ciphers because the hunter's pressuring, because he has a chair, so he's putting the pressure on us now instead of our survivors putting the pressure on him with the kites. Instead, he has her on the chair, also with no robot on top of that. And we have to send someone to rescue her oftentimes, because if we don't, he just starts pressuring a Cipher machine. It's not good. It's really bad to pick Mechanic, in all honesty. Can we vault over this? I just want to see really quickly. No, you can't. So are we just dead now? Okay, no, we're not dead. Let's go ahead and finish this Cipher for the Priestess. Okay. When you pick a regular kiter, guys, not only do you have better decode than Mechanic, because when Mechanic, a single person gets injured, Mechanic already decodes significantly slower than just any other survivor in the game. But on top of that, oh, this is really bad. I think this is it. We need to decode another Cipher machine. Yeah, that's really bad. We cannot do the Cipher machine anymore. Not only do you have better decode than the Mechanic herself, you don't have to worry about protecting the robot, which means because you don't have to worry about protecting a robot that you don't have as any other survivor, that means you're able to spend more time focused on just a Cipher rather than Mechanic, who has to spend time protecting herself, protecting the robot, because if either one of those start getting chased, well then now you guys aren't winning, because Mechanic doesn't have good kite and neither does her robot. But also, even when she does all that protection, when she does all of that, okay, screw you. We're decoding this. Okay. He's gonna switch now, though. I don't know where we're gonna go here, though. Where are we gonna go? Is there any, like, secret hook spot that I don't know about yet? Oh, maybe this might work. Oh, that would actually be a pretty big shortcut right there. If you can... We got nothing to lose. Let's try it out. Does this work? I knew it. I knew it. How did I know there was an invisible wall there? Years of playing Patient. That's how I knew there was an invisible wall there. I knew that wasn't going to work. I was like thinking, man, that's just too good. The devs would never allow Patient to actually be a good survivor. Right? Right. He is a good survivor. It's just, man, that's why I hate playing Patient. Because there are so many things where the game just, there's no information from the game telling you where you can and can't hook. And you're just going to be hitting invisible walls so many times. It's not even like going to be your fault a lot of the time. Like, sometimes you'll hit, like, a barrel or a piece of wood at the bottom of the floor, right? And that's fair, but then there's so many times just an invisible wall. Like, you're getting BS by it. And, like, it happens. Like, what are you supposed to do? It's just the part of the learning. With Patient, it's just, it happens so often. Wow, he really went for that. Is there anything to hook here? If we try to hook that, then we just get blocked by that piece of cage. I guess we could have hooked off that tree and then bounced off to that thing, that wood right there. And then we can take the rope and we could have made our kite last longer. But yeah. I really hate Mechanic. Mechanic is not a survivor you should be playing in rank, guys. She is a tie character, and when you pick a tie character, you almost immediately get rid of our chances of winning. And we get almost nothing for a tie, guys. We get +1, +2, +3 points. Like, it's worth nothing. Nothing. It's not worth going. I absolutely hate Mechanic. She's such a waste of time. Every single time someone goes Mechanic, we're almost always either tying or losing at worst. And it's such a waste of time because we're getting almost no points for it. In tournaments, they're winning thousands of dollars for tying their matches because it's very hard to tie a survivor. That's considered a win in your book because it's not about actually winning a survivor. It's just getting better points than your other opposing team. In this game, there's no such thing when you're actually playing. When you are playing a survivor, there's no such thing. You guys, your goal is to go for a win here. And Mechanic negates that chance almost entirely. We don't have like a hunter who's going to be playing for us. Again, maybe in 5v5. It has a purpose. But there's no reason to play Mechanic. She's one of the most terrible survivors to pick in rank. Completely misunderstood. So many people, even the hunters here, you guys see the hunter here banning Mechanic. Completely misunderstood ban. We are not, people in tournaments are not banning Mechanic because she's a good survivor to to play. She's not. She's just good to tie games with against the best hunters in the game because that's how powerful they are. So would you prefer Mind's Eye or Mechanic? I would honestly prefer Mind's Eye than Mechanic at this point because at least Mind's Eye, when she finally gets on a server, there is a huge decode payoff to make up for the fact that she had to transition kite. She had to like get out the way, rotate out of the hunter's way. She had to also make sure her robot doesn't get found because if the robot gets found, then the robot is the whole reason she's able to decode. Once you lose the robot, you're in a lot of trouble. That's when you guys are into losing territory because your Mechanic is not going to be able to keep up. The hunter just never has to go after Mechanic. I feel like a lot of people also almost mistake going after the Mechanic when they already destroy the robot. Like, why? Why would you go after the Mechanic anymore? The robot was the whole reason Mechanic has any sort of decode. Once you get rid of the robot even one time, the robot doesn't last long enough. And so it's so frustrating to see Mechanic in these rank sessions. Even the hunters out here banning Mechanic, that's not a good ban. That's a waste of your ban because that's a tie character. We're going for a win here. That's what gives the +9, the +10s, the +11, the +12. It's just not a survivor that you should play in that case. We have literally nowhere to hide. This is another map where you should not play Explorer on. Let's see, though. Maybe we'll get lucky. You never know. Okay. Hunters and I watch. I wonder if it's actually now worth going for the page. It looks like the page is near where the hunter is going to be chasing. Yeah, okay. Unfortunately, this game's not going to be worth going for the page. That is just the way of Explorer, though. That is just going to happen. So yeah, Explorer's great against those hunters, but why? Because those hunters are so hard to even get one person out. Mechanic makes it possible to get at least even one person out. But for actually winning games, Mechanic decodes too slowly. She's mostly just a distraction, honestly. She's mostly just a survivor to get any sort of decoding done. In a hunter meta where hunters almost immediately have survivors on chairs, which are the best 3 hunters in the game, which we're all banning, so that's not a problem. In that kind of meta, having a survivor to just do any decode at all, even if it's not very good decode, is better than nothing. But we're banning all those hunters. That would be a concern. There's no reason to be going Mechanic. There's also no reason, therefore, for the hunter to ban Mechanic because you have abilities that are not expensive to use. You're not playing Go Man. You're not playing Go Man where each hit costs you 40 energy. You're not playing Shadow where every teleport will take a long time to knock down a survivor and get 100 eyeball on them. You're not playing Hula Baloo where it takes multiple hits to knock down get a single hit on especially on a robot, which doesn't even matter. In all honesty, like you're just gonna take too long. Instead, we're gonna be going against hunters like Clerk, We're going to be going against hunters like Nightwatch, hunters like Geisha, hunters who have very short ability cooldowns and are going to be able to very quickly take down a robot. And they don't really have a limit on their abilities. It's just as soon as they have their ability, which are on pretty short cooldowns compared to something like Goman or like Hula Blue, which takes multiple hits. For those characters, it's not very hard to get a hit in because their ability is kind of designed to get kind of one hit in once it's a survivor with no abilities. It's pretty easy at that point. But against those hunters, that's why Mechanic is good, because they may knock down Mechanic quickly like any other survivor, but they cannot really deal with the robot very effectively, and that robot gets good decoding. That's why Mechanic is used in tournaments. So it's a very misunderstood character. She's great in tournaments against those hunters, but for starters, we're banning all those hunters that Mechanic will be good against. And so as a result, we're actually getting faster decode because of Airplanist here. As a result, not only are you picking a survivor that's not going to be able to do a good kite, but your robot's not going to make up for it. The robot doesn't have good decode like it used to. It doesn't have that 25% increased decode to just be able to do a whole Cipher on its own. We're past that time period. It's not going to be possible anymore. You know what? It's so hard to say, guys. What's faster, doing the Cipher right next to us or going to get the page across the map? I'm pretty sure it is faster to just do the Cipher right here. Considering especially that we do have that calibration buff. You know, we're getting about an extra 1% for every calibration we hit here. So I think it is going to balance out here. Especially considering that that Cipher might also get chaired on. So it's just safer this way. So, you know, now it would take a teleport as opposed to before. If he has a warp, he would not need a trump card. He probably is already carrying warp. Maybe he's not. Did anyone hear his Trey out? Trey, but anyway, it would be easier to pressure that Cipher probably at Shack than this one. Hopefully this is going to be enough though. With the accelerated decode, with our extra percent per calibration hit here, which is hopefully, I think it applies on perfects. I hope so. Not just on normals. I really hope so. I mean, you can see we're getting a decent amount for every calibration we hit here. Man, why did he wait so long? He could have rescued sooner. So that way he could at least not get farmed immediately. What was that rescue from our forward? Okay, at least he has some forward football to make up for it. Okay, I guess we're popping here. Does he have borrowed time? I got scared there for a second that he didn't. Okay, looks like that wasn't a very good pop. Was that not a good pop? I guess it wasn't a good pop, but then who's going to rescue? I guess I would have to rescue. It's such a hard call to make. Like, do we pop there? If we don't pop there, then he could very easily go after the Airplanist before he makes it to my Cipher for me to rescue. I think we had to pop there. I don't think we have a choice. Okay. Because if we don't pop there, he's just immediately going to start running after the Airplanist, knock him down before he can reach the Cipher to pop. And I'm going to be across the map trying to rescue. I think that was our best call. Even though, obviously, it's not like the best case situation. Finally, we're able to get a win going here after 4 losses in a row. But yeah. Huge misconception, guys. Don't play Mechanic. Mechanic, we do not see Mechanic in tournaments because she's a good survivor. We are seeing her because she counters the top 3 hunters. We are banning the top 3 hunters. Therefore, do not play Mechanic because the rest of the hunters deal with the Mechanic pretty easily, and they are kiteable. That is the most important part. If I didn't hit that point already, let me hit it right now. The most important part about any hunter that's not the top 3 is that they are kiteable. They are kiteable. You can do 3 Cipher kites against them when you pick good kiting survivors. Therefore, there's no reason to forfeit the potential win by picking Mechanic. You have to understand, when you pick Mechanic, you forfeit the win pretty much. That's the biggest thing with Mechanic, is that you are accepting that, oh, we're probably not going to win, so let's just take Mechanic to try to tie this game. But when you are banning the top 3 survivors, you are now in a situation where it is realistic to kite every hunter, except maybe Opera Singer. In some situations, it is unrealistic to kite Opera Singer for 3 Ciphers. So, that's fine. Opera Singer, we can't ban her at that point, but at least she's the most doable. She's the most realistic to kite out of the top 4 hunters. And so, at that point, it is better to not pick Mechanic. It is better to go a kiting character, because not only do you get better decode, but you can also kite for longer. When you kite for longer, your teammates are able to kite for decode for longer without having to worry about rescue, without someone having to get off their Cipher to come rescue. Because remember, every single time someone goes down, someone has to get off their Cipher to go rescue. And if they don't, then they're taking a pretty big loss by selling the chair. Sometimes it is worth it, especially if the survivor dies far from the Ciphers, because then the hunter's going to have to take a long time walking to the Ciphers after that. But a lot of times it is not really worth it to sell the survivors. So you're almost always going to be having someone rescue. And it's going to be even more important that I have good kiting abilities to try to rebound, which mechanic will not have. What about Coordinator in rank? Coordinator's okay. Again, I would not play Coordinator because I just feel like there's better kiters than Coordinator. If you want to counter specifically Opera Singer, go ahead. But I don't think you'll face Opera Singer consistently enough. Even right now, I don't know why. Realistically, every hunter, if they want to have their best chance at winning, they should be picking Opera Singer. I understand right now the hunter buffs came out, so that could be why. But even before the buffs, we barely saw Opera Singer that often. It's always so salty facing her because she's such a strong hunter. She's by far better than any other hunter. So Coordinator is good against Opera Singer, not really good against anything else. So logically, I should say that Coordinator is good in rank, but only if you see Opera Singer. Similar to the mechanic, right? Mechanic would be good if you face Shadow, Goman, or Hula Baloo every single game. Otherwise, no, not really. It's not going to be valid otherwise. It looks like it's an Ann. I don't like this. I don't like this, boys. I'm almost certain that she saw me. And if she didn't see me, then the cats would see me. Fortunately, that's the hunter we're up against. Okay, Forward's gonna help me out here. That's cool. Okay, she's vaulting the window. Man, I thought she would break the pallet. We're gonna take a free hit here. At least if he didn't drop this pallet, we maybe would have gone in there without a hit. I was thinking maybe he'll go for the pallet to break the pallet, thinking that I'm already going on the other side. You know what I should have done? I just realized that I'm playing Explorer. What I could have done, guys, is I could have shrunk down and I could see which side the hunter's going on. Oh, he even stunned her. Oh, nice. That was my mistake. I could have avoided that. I could have seen which side she's going on. Do you have Blink? She does have Blink. Okay. Man, that really sucks that I took that first hit for free. I just didn't realize that she was going on that side. We took that first free hit for no reason. Could have seen which side she was on. Hey, Saki, are you excited for the next season? No. Every season is the exact same. I guess they did buff. So here's the thing. Am I excited for the buffs? Yes, I'm excited for the buffs. I'm not excited for the season. The season does not define the buffs. I'm excited for the buffs, not for the season. I don't really care about this season. I've been playing 37 seasons. What season or what number are we on? I think we're about to be on season 37, right? So, no. No. I'm excited to play the game, though. My love to play the game is not dependent on the season. I enjoy playing the game anytime. Nice flywheel. Alright, hunters nearby. It looks like we'll be able to rebound a little bit here. At the very least. Those cats are going to split early. Let's be careful here a little bit. We do have a pallet here in the back that we can use. Okay. Gonna take my advice this time. Okay, yeah, it looks like we are going to be able to stall out for quite a bit longer here, actually. Honestly. We're stalling for quite a bit here. A very long time. Nice, look at that. Oh, actually, I wish it was a little bit longer of a stun. It's alright. But yeah, look at this. Now that we're able to walk normal movement speed, while we're shrinking, it means that in the middle of the Kai, we can actually see where she is without slowing down our movement speed. Look at this. Without me slowing myself down, I can see exactly where she is. I should be using this more in a regular Kai. I didn't even realize this. Ah, so this is the real use of the buff. I should have done a better intro. Okay. So in a real game, you'd actually look at that! Look at this! This forward is better is so good right now. Look, that was such a well-timed stun now because now she couldn't split her cats while she's stunned. So we can literally just go in a straight path, and forward's got our back here as long as we're oops. Okay, well it doesn't really matter. We have such a good height here that we'll be able to last the Cipher. Look at that. My man is doing a really good kite here. What is this? Warp? Teleport. Wow, that guy played really well. Wow. I could not play forward like that. That is really good. And really impressive stuff from him. Absolutely saved that match after my dumbass took that first free hit. Borrow time and knee-jerk reflex. Okay, so he doesn't have Tide Turner. We are definitely going to heal him up. You'd fall in love. Forward came in from nowhere. Yes, exactly. Dude, look at that graffiti. Alright. Man, what a breath of fresh air after seeing that mechanic not even look behind her as she's kiting when it's so obvious. It's such a breath of fresh air to see that. Holy crap, this guy, he still has 47 football, guys. He did not waste a single bit. He's still got plenty to use here to just take over this game with. Good stuff, man. That was really good stuff. I am going to pick up the page here. Actually, we don't need to. It's mostly just in case she camps the Cipher, but looks like she did let go of the Cipher. Oh, okay. You know, forget the page. We'll just decode normally. You know, that way, if they randomly pop, I'm already next to the gate. I'm not really sure what's going on in this match. So let's just go ahead. That way, if they randomly pop, the most important thing against the end game of any hunter is to just already be by the gates. So no one else is in danger of going down. No one else is in danger of dying. And yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about. In case a random pop happens, we'll be able to immediately just do the gate now instead of picking up a page that is now useless. So I think this is better. I think this is a little bit better. Mind's Eye, who we have Explorer. Man, again, that buff, more importantly, besides just being able to track where the page is without slowing yourself down, the more important part is that you're able to actually now be able to see where the hunter is without slowing yourself down. Now, sometimes, again, sometimes in the past you'd still do that, but you are slowing yourself down by doing that, so you wouldn't be able to do it a whole lot. There are good times to do it, though. But now, it's almost like you can do it consistently for basically for free. Okay, that gate is blocked. Do you know what's crazy? Oh, I see. I thought every exit gate is wooden now. They just made it so you can differentiate the exit gates better. You can call one the metal exit gate and then the other exit gate the wooden exit gate. Okay, I was wondering that. I have not noticed. I just assumed that every single exit gate is metal now. Sorry, not metal, wooden now. And I thought that was so strange. Oh, wow, thankfully she charge attacked there and allowed the forward to actually drop the pal pretty safely, honestly. He is going to be able to stall it out here, and he didn't really die even that close to the chair. I think we should be able to win this game here. Holy crap, man. This forward absolutely saved the game. Otherwise, this is probably a tie, maybe even a loss. But yeah, he did really good. I guess with my rebound, it would be a tie at that point. But then the forward helped out there, and at that point, that was looking like a win. So that was really good. Man, that guy played really well. It's like if you turn small while going through a gate as it's opening, you can get through slightly faster. That's really cool. Thank you for telling me that. I didn't know that. I wonder if the hunter is going to think that I'm talking to them. The comeback is real. Yeah, that was all of him. I didn't do a whole lot. I started using my book, so the book started helping us out do a better kite in that area, I guess. But that's not really the reason why I was able to last so long. The real reason was because of the forward. It's just the book helped us use the area in a way that other survivors cannot safely do. Kind of like Lawyer. Lawyer would be able to do that as well, and so would Mind's Eye. They would be able to go around these walls that have nothing to protect you with. No pal, no window, so if the hunter catches you on that side without you knowing which side they're on, you could just end up taking a free hit. Kind of like with Shed's situation there. If you get caught on the wrong side, you're going to end up taking a hit there just for free. But like right there, we can clearly see which side the hunter's going on, which side they're on, how far away they are as well. Do you prefer sweet, salty, or savory? I would say savory is my top. Salty is my second, and sweet is my last. Okay. Important question. Thank you for specifying. Get that forward on your Call of Abyss team. That's a good point. He played that really well. I wonder if he's not going to frame me because I took that free hit. That free hit was pretty embarrassing at Shaq. That was pretty bad. So the Psyche, the Explorer skin doesn't match the map. You're right. You're absolutely right. I guess we're not really gonna hide here anyway, though. How are we gonna hide on Oversleeping? Well, we're definitely not with this skin. That's for sure. But anyway, maybe we could if we had a different skin. You're absolutely right. I forgot to change the skin. It's like you're wearing a hit me sign this match. We wouldn't hide anyway. There's nowhere to hide under sim. You shouldn't play Explorer on this map. Is really the real skin you should be wearing as Explorer. Just no Explorer. Don't be Explorer. Forward single-handedly wins a Yor. I mean, he played that. I don't know, man. You don't see talent like that just by a random. That's 100%. Well, if it's gonna be a photographer, then let's just go ahead and pick up the page. You don't see talent like that randomly. That's definitely some experienced player there. You know, the craziest thing is I might actually know that forward from somewhere. But, you know, people having their name in Chinese characters, or they change their name a lot, means that I would never find out where they, if they're the same person or not. I mean, that's basically what it means, because I don't speak Chinese. Or I can't read it either. 25%. Okay, this is not looking too good. I hope one of them heal themselves. I hope the batter is healing. Yes, thank you, batter. My man's got a big brain. I actually wonder if he still gets a calibration notification for me picking up that page. I don't think he does. I think it's in a separate world. So I don't think he should. See, I'm pretty sure Fire Investigator was the one working on this. So you know what? I'm not even going to work on the Cipher yet. This is a situation where the hunter is desperately trying to find anyone that he can blink down. Can you walk through this? I don't think so, no. So in this situation, it is more beneficial to actually keep searching for pages, and then we're going to decode while he's in the camera world. And also this way, ooh. Well, that would work if no one is getting chased. Okay, looks like someone's getting chased, so there was no reason for me to pick up this other page. If someone else is already getting chased, you can just go ahead and do the Cipher machine. This is incredibly inefficient. We had a Cipher right next to us. That's the real truth. Okay. And again, I am going to hold on to these pages, and I'm going to use these pages when the camera roll is about to end. There's no need to use them when we have time to decode. So let's see here. It's like you should use the new pings. They're very good. I know they are very good, but it's a lot to read. The new pings are a lot to read. Man, this is not very good. The basement there hurt. I wonder if he actually would have survived if he didn't take that blink terror shock. I think he would have. Yeah, he would have. He would have lived with a sliver of health if he didn't end up getting terror shocked with that shield. Because he had a shield, and that shield prevents half health. Well, not half health. It prevents half damage. Okay, in this situation, we put most of our decoder in the camera world, so it's actually better not to use the page here, because you guys will see the Cipher will actually get more decode in the real world because of the camera world. So we're not going to use the page here. No hiding in it's a photo. Yeah, this is the second photographer today, so Explorer's not doing a lot of justice today. That one match, that we did have that one sculpture match, and unfortunately she found us pretty easily. Depending on how close the next page is, we might use this one to make space for the next one as we pass it. Oh yeah, let's just use it. And that way, by the time we pick up the Cipher... Oh, actually, Accelerator Decoder is already up. Okay. So what pages do we have to search for this game? Didn't we find our first page here in this spot? We got 2 pages here. This is so strange. This is the second page we're getting in this spot, right? This is so weird. I don't think I've ever seen the page spawn in 2 spots one after another. That's kind of crazy. Okay. The only question is, yeah, I guess we are going to use the page here, looks like. Ooh, that's a little bit salty of a hit. He barely got that hit around the corner. Thing is, oh no, the knight is out in the open. I thought he was behind the wall. It was kind of hard to see. Okay. Let's use this page here. We're going to find the last Cipher machine. Okay, as soon as he changes worlds, we're just gonna walk backwards. Yep, because dude thinks I'm just blind. Dude thinks I'm just gonna walk in a straight line. Let's see if he does it again. He's doing it again. That's kind of funny. Okay, last ciphers are there, and at graveyard. Okay. Ideally, we want to be decoding a Cipher machine. Which Cipher machine has the progress, though? That's not the Cipher. The Cipher has no progress. Dude, I should be focusing more on the match so that I can actually really see which Cipher has the most progress. Because it's really important as Explorer that you're taking these pages to the Cipher that you can probably pop with the remaining pages. This is really sad. Okay. No, it's not this one. Okay, looks like I just wasted my time. I guess I just could have done Island. So that's why it's so important that you focus on the Ciphers, because I'm trying to find a Cipher machine here that has progress, but none of them have progress. So I just wasted my time. I should have just done Island. Oh, you're right. Phototrack card can't find me after the buff. You're right. That's neat. Good to know, I guess. Yeah, I mentioned that at the start. So I guess Photographer is going to be one of the hunters where the buff will benefit us, where the hiding buff will actually benefit. It's just too bad. It's just not a map we're going to be able to hide on. It's going to be not that hard to honestly find me. Let's use the remainder page here so that my teammates are aware of the decoding going on. 83. I don't want to be like, oh guys, the Cipher's 80 and then suddenly it's just being popped because I have 20% page. So then they're like thinking, okay, I'll just pop. 2 people said to pop, so I didn't mean to ping that. One of my biggest annoyances with the new... Oh, no, it wasn't it was in the right spots. Okay, I don't know why I pinged Hunters near me. I meant to say Cipher Machine primed. Anyway, the Hunter's pursuing Knight, but where is the Knight? My main Knight is not pinging very often. Okay, I'll take the batter's word for it, and we're going to... Well, we were going to decode the gate. So right now, he has to card trick back. If he doesn't card trick back... let's just keep going in this direction. Let's see what he does. He has to card trick backwards. He has to card trick backward, and then he's going to infinitely do this cycle over and over and over again. In fact, you guys will see him appear right next to the exit gate in a second here. He's just going to keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Yep, there he is. He's doing the card trick. Now he's waiting for the cooldown to end. He's going to do the cooldown a second time. He's waiting for it to finish. As long as you do it immediately after the cooldown ends, you can actually go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So now he's probably back at the other gate. This would now be a good time to use one of these advanced pings. If I can find it. Okay. So yeah, he'll probably be back here. Yep, there he is. So what he's doing here is as soon as the cooldown comes back, after 8 seconds, he just starts using the card trick again, and now he's going to go back to the gate. Because the footsteps last 15 seconds, and it takes 8 seconds for the ability to come off a cooldown, and it only takes 5 seconds to fully charge to the maximum distance of the footsteps. Meaning that as long as you start using it immediately, you'll always be able to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's not a very good strategy because you're just praying that some survivor decides to do the exit gate when they shouldn't do the exit gate. So like right now, it's a fine time because he just hit the batter and now he can't do the trick. As soon as he doesn't immediately start using the cards after it comes off a cooldown, you will lose the footsteps. The footsteps will disappear and he's not going to be able to go backwards anymore. And he's... on paper, it's really good, but in reality, if the survivor just never approaches the exit gate, well, what does he have to do? He has to immediately use the card trick, because if he doesn't, he can't go backwards in time anymore. He's not going to have the time required to knock me down and go backwards. He's going to lose out the footsteps, and when the footsteps disappear, obviously he's not going to be able to go backwards at that point. Psyche, why do you sometimes take Tide instead of Broken Windows on Explorer? Does it depend on the map and how easy it is to hide? Yeah, it is. It is, actually. That's exactly why. So if the map is very easy to hide on, I take Tide Turner. Because realistically, you should not be getting found. And even if you do get found, a lot of the times you're probably not going to be able to do a kite unless you're in a perfectly optimal area against that hunter. And since you don't have any abilities to do that, unless you're already next to that area, you are probably going to die even if you have a kiting build. You're probably not going to be able to do a 3-server kite anyway. Maybe that sculptor match, the first game I got found, maybe I would have done a 3-server kite with Broken Windows, because we were pretty close to getting 3 servers pop with Tide Turner on my build. The real truth is, you should just not play Explorer on maps where you can't really hide. We can't really hide that well on these maps like all stone on the ground. You know, it is possible on like Moonlit, but the best maps would be like Arms Factory, Hospital, Lakeside, you know, these maps with like grass around the map. Is there anything else? Darkwoods I guess could work, but I don't know the good hiding spots. And Leo's Memory as well. These are all pretty good maps to be playing, you know, this kind of survivor on. And so it benefits you more, of course. I don't know, should we try to hide here? I'm not so sure it's a good idea here to try to hide. Yeah, detention will also run out if he keeps using the card trick. So pretty much he's just hoping that someone at some point will do the exit gate. It takes, again, 8 seconds for your ability to come off a cooldown, and 5 seconds, about 5 seconds. These are not like... The 8 second is an exact cooldown, but the 5 seconds is about how long it takes to go back to your oldest footstep. The footsteps are a mark in time. They are where you can return with the card trick. So if you see footsteps on the ground, he can technically go back in time and appear in that exact same spot. And it takes 15 seconds for that to disappear. And, you know, since the cooldown only takes 8 seconds, and it takes 5 seconds to hold to go to the furthest point, this is an opera singer. We are definitely hiding. I don't know, man. Guys, since she has the accessory, maybe we can actually hide. Maybe we'll blend in with her accessory. Oh, she found me. We're pretty much dead here, actually. Where are we supposed to kite? I don't think we're even going to make this kiting area. We can't do anything. There's no way you can kite on Moonlit. Sorry, not kite on Moonlit. There's no way you can hide on Moonlit. I have a feeling that now that we've played Explorer enough times, I'm just not going to play Explorer anymore on these maps that you cannot realistically hide on. You cannot realistically hide on these maps, guys. No, Opera is not the worst matchup for Explorer. Opera is one of the better survivors. Better hunters to go against as Explorer. It's just I'm playing Explorer on a map where it is not good. It doesn't really have anything to do with the hunter you're up against, especially now that they made it so you can't get tracked. It has a lot more to do with the map. You cannot play Explorer on Moonlit. You cannot play Explorer on Eversleeping. You cannot play Explorer on Chinatown, because realistically you are never going to hide. It is not possible to hide unless you want to kite as Explorer. Like, do you really want to kite as Explorer? I mean, like, you could, like you really could, I guess, but you know, I get, if you're gonna try to kite as Explorer, you may as well go something like, I don't know, like Mind's Eye, maybe. Because at least Mind's Eye will get a good decoder or something like that. Oh, she's gonna break this and we're gonna be screwed. Unless she can swing here. Bait. Can we make it? Oh, she swung too early, so now we make it. Oh, we can get on the roller coaster now. Thank you so much. Bye. That ball was completely unnecessary. She, anyways, not gonna make it on the roller coaster. Is the button pressed? The button is pressed. The button is pressed. Hey man, listen. This is why I don't like playing Explorer. I'm just better at kiting. This is just what I do better in this game. I'm not going to pussy out and play Explorer and then, oh, I got found, guys. Oh well. Like, you are better off, when you are experienced with this game, you're better off trying to kite, you know, even in these kind of situations. You never know. You can mind game them, you can get something going. There's always a chance when you're kiting, but when you're hiding and you get found, your chances drop low. Uh-oh. Well, this is not good, because I have to stay here. This is the best area for me to be in right now, because it is going to be the most difficult for her to reach me in this kind of area. She has to go all the way around. Well, now this is a good time to just run away. Okay. I try to hide, guys, but you're not gonna hide. Let's be real here. You're not hiding. Gotta be really careful here because I'm dead on chair. There's that merry-go-round pursuing patient. Dude, you see how helpful these pings are for people who don't ping? Dude, the patient never pinged that. I wonder if he actually is getting chased. Like, did you lie? The hunter's not on me. Again, it's too risky. There's no reason to decode if she's not chasing anyone, you know? There's no reason for me to decode, I should say. I'm the guy she's searching for right now. I wonder if this is like our best shot here to hide behind here. I really don't want to hide again. It's not a good idea. I'm hiding, man. I'm actually about to get crows here. I gotta hurry up. We have to dig up a page. Digging up a page removes crows as well. Touching a Cipher machine removes crows. Hunter's at merry-go-round? Okay, well then let's get out of here. Oh yeah, I got crows. Let's see. If you can't touch a Cipher, unfortunately every Cipher is across the map. And the closest Ciphers are next to the Hunter. Warp now would be pretty bad. Let's see if she warps. I wonder. Yeah, that's so difficult. Look at the situation right now. This is really tough for the Gravekeeper. Because look at that. There's just a bridge right there. Oh, we're in trouble. I don't know, guys. I don't know about the situation. Can we really mind game her this many times in a row? Is it really going to work out? No, that's really tough. Even if we drop the pal, that's not a stun. She'll probably break this pallet. Oh, the Cypher's at 0%. I think we're dead. Baited? No, I thought she would fall for it. I thought that time she's not gonna bait it. That really sucks. Again, we can only do so much here on Moonlight. No ability. It is really tough out here. We basically need a pallet stun. Or just mind game her enough times. Yeah, too bad. Maybe we'll be... Again, too bad. If there was like a Cipher or a page nearby, we could have removed our crows. But unfortunately right there, we just didn't have anything to remove our crows there. It really sucks. Okay, so it looks like at least he'll try to die far away from a cherry here to maximize our time to, you know, have the patient not just get to the gate, but also give the fire investigator time to do the gate. Never mind. Did he go backwards? Or was he just behind the tent? I thought he was a little bit further ahead. Hello? Why is he changing his mind? The Gravekeeper has self-heal. There's no reason to go backwards. He can help himself. Okay, well now that... Where was he? I'm actually going to check the stream. I could have sworn he was further ahead. Did he start walking backwards? Okay. Let's see. Where was the fire investigator? Okay, I guess the fire investigator was behind the tent. I thought he was a little bit further ahead. Yeah, I thought the fire investigator was further ahead. He was actually behind the tent when I checked on him. Yeah. Oh well. Oh well. That was really tough. That was, honestly, a good game. But, you know, we just keep getting these maps for Explorers just not going to be very good on. So we'll play Explorer whenever it's going to be a good map for Explorer. But I'm not going to actually... We're not actually going to play Explorer when it doesn't make sense to. It just makes no sense. Unless we're going to be cutting with just, like, the book. Seeing where the hunter is. But usually you don't need to. Usually you don't need to go out of your way to see where the hunter is, because usually you can just see them, especially on moonlit. You can just see where they are without using the book. So, honestly, a good recovery there at the end, but it just, unfortunately, got crows there. So, it is what it is. We already used the roller coaster, so there was no other way to rebound there. Although that area, that area, the new area that they added there definitely helped me. It definitely saved my life there. Extended that kite by like a good 20 plus seconds there, just because of that one pallet they added. That opera singer broke the pallet immediately. Probably hoped that I would vault the window, but I did not vault the window. And so we just ended up getting a lot of distance out of there. But she was forced to break it because that window existing means she has to break that pallet. Even if I don't vault the window, she has to break that pallet. Because the longer she waits to break that pallet, the more I'm going to loop that area. So eventually she's going to have to anyway break the pallet. So let's see. Okay, we got a good map for Explorer. Let's go ahead and play Explorer here. We can totally play Explorer. Let's go ahead. Pick Explorer here. Again, we might get unlucky. We might still get found. There is no guarantee that you don't get found as Explorer. This is my biggest gripe with Explorer is that, you know, especially on a map like Hospital. Map like Hospital, you know, there's even less reason to hide because it's such a good map to kite on. There's so many places where you can just solo kite on. As long as you have good abilities to work with, you know, why even bother with Explorer, right? So, you know, it makes more sense to go something like Acrobat. Or Magician, where you can easily, there's a lot of great palette areas where you can use the illusion to block off the area, and Somologist would be really good here for the double doors. Acrobat would be really good to just not only get into Hospital, but even block the entrances with your balls. Patient would give you very good access. I mean, there's a lot of reason to not play Explorer, because there's just other stars that gives you better access to the stronger kiting areas rather than just hiding and praying, you know? But I am really happy that the Hunter banned mechanic, so we don't see any mechanic players. Thank you, Hunter. Such a crappy survivor. It's dumb when a survivor picks it, but it's even dumber when a Hunter bans it. Like, unless you're going against Hunter, like, survivors that don't ban it. Okay, so it looks like, this is really odd, but it looks like from now on, the pages seem to consistently spawn 70 meters away from you. Which is very interesting. It means that you are not gonna get pages like within 50 meters of you, which is a little bit sad, but it also means it's more consistent. Unfortunately, though, if the Hunter ever picks their spawn, and that page lands on a survivor spawn, then the Hunter might decide to chase her because the survivor spawned there. In this case, it's fine because the Hunter decided to spawn here, and where the page spawned was on top of the Hunter spawn. So this worked out perfectly for me, because now I know that no one's going to be kiting it because this is where the Hunter spawned. So it means that I always get to do the page now. It also means I get since this is Hermit, he decided to foolishly leave the Cipher untouched. But, I shouldn't say foolishly because any Hunter in this game, guys, any survivor going against Hermit will be able to find the unconnected Cipher machine. This is what you want because you're going to be able to, you guys will see how much faster we're able to decode the Cipher. I know we have 50% page on us, but even without the page, you guys will see how much faster we're going to decode than the Toy Merchant Cipher. Right now, Blake is on the other unconnected Cipher machine, and that's also going to be great because it means he's not going to be decoding slower, which is going to be very important. I also want to make sure that our decode here is not being divided up, so I am going to be using this page on an unconnected Cipher machine. In case he goes after me, I am going to go towards the pallets, but looks like he decided not to. So yeah, it looks like the pages are always going to be spawning about 70 meters away from you every single time, which is a little bit bad. It means you're going to be doing a lot of traveling. It means like we're skipping that Cipher right over there, so I guess we're always going to be losing something here, but we're also, we're also gaining because it is better to walk 70 meters here and, pick up a page that's worth 50% in 24 seconds. That's better. It takes you 40 seconds to do 50% on a Cipher regularly. But for Explorer, it only takes 27 seconds for the first page, 24 for the second page, and then 20 seconds for the third page. You actually pick up pages faster the more pages you pick up, which is really nice. So it encourages constantly picking up the pages instead of going to do the closest Cipher machine. Again, you guys see there, this next page spawn, what was that? 86 meters away. Or not 86, 69. So right next to where the hunter's getting chased here. Where's the forward? Oh, forward is the one getting knocked down. Okay. So we are going to go rescue here. And you know what? We can actually help out this Cipher from across the map by putting a page onto that Cipher right there. Now it is going to be situational because, you know, it's going to be assuming that the forward runs away from that Cipher. Otherwise, I kind of dump my other half of the page on the Cipher we're not going to decode. Okay. You don't want to wait too long on the rescue because then he'll start spamming it with the, what's it called, with the charges, and then we're going to be in trouble. This Cipher does have quite a bit of progress. If we can pick up the page and finish it right now, we can't because we have Tide Turner. Ooh, he needs to get out of here. We're working on the Cipher. Oh, he could not have died in a worse spot. This is literally the worst possible spot. Both the Toy Merchant Cipher and this Cipher. This is literally the worst Cipher possible that he just died on. If he just took this Tide Turner and died somewhere else, we would have the Ciphers probably primed. I need to get... Okay, not a big deal. Let's switch that. It's unconnected. Never mind. We can't switch. I was going to put red polarity, but we can't because that Cipher has no connection. Okay. Shoot, is he not going to make it? Okay, thankfully Toy Merchant is right there. Okay, let's see what color he puts on the forward. I'm going to stay blue because it is harder to be blue than to be red. You can just touch any Cipher to become red. Okay, looks like he didn't get a polarity out. He just died to a free hit. Too bad. Okay. Yeah, honestly, guys, maybe we could have had it because then Fire Investigator would have never had to get off his Cipher. He could have kept doing it. Sorry, I almost did the wrong ping right there because it's just, it doesn't put the pings list back at the top, unfortunately. So let's definitely pick up this page here. So this way... Hopefully just a single page is going to be enough to pop that Cipher machine. That's what I'm hoping for. And I don't know how much it is, so I don't know how much we're going to need. Let's just pick up like 99% of it, because obviously we don't want to give away our location. Because you give away your location when you pick up the full page. But the bad news is that I am dead in one hit here. I will die in one hit. It is enough damage for him to just kill me in one hit. Unless we share blue color. Like right now, my one hope is that we die away from the Fire Investigator, and then maybe Fire Investigator can pick himself up and get the rescue off. We'll see. Maybe he'll make it. We did die pretty decently far from the chair. Okay. Okay, that was pretty key there. Making sure to die away from the chair so that he goes for us, but it doesn't even matter. We're going to get... I don't know, though. I don't know how long he's going to last. Okay. That's not very good. He's going to die in front of the Cipher machine. God damn it, man. The amount of times people this game dying in front of the Cipher machine. The game thinks I'm trying to touch the joystick. I just want to heal her. And yeah, I'm not going to be able to do that Cipher machine, unfortunately. Maybe he goes after her here, but if he goes after her, it's going to be pretty easy to knock her down. I don't know, man. He also has insolence, so he can only heal himself to 60%. We're just going to run right past him. See ya, Blake. 41%. Is this enough? No, it's not. It's not enough because another Cipher is being shared to it. So, like, the other 20% went to some other Cipher. Yeah, now we're just dead. Man shot the wall. Bro has to use two polarities when I already have a polarity on me every single time. Man, if this is really sad. I don't know what happened this game. What even happened this game, though? We actually... Oh, yeah, I know. Forward kept dying on the Cipher. That's why. Honestly, that should have been probably a win. We actually ended up losing that, unfortunately. We really should not have lost that. That was just forward constantly dying on the Cipher over and over. The first time is understandable. But, like, the second time... Toy Merchant is dying over there, man. Come on. At least for the Toy Merchant's sake. I'm Not just for me, but for the toy merchant too. Like, there's 2 people there who need to do the cipher. So him, of course, going down by the cipher means that I cannot really pick up the page. It means that I cannot do the cipher as a result. Not just because I can't pick up the page, but also because the hunters are right there stopping me from decoding the cipher normally. And then now Blake has to get involved to help the rescue, which means Blake cannot do his cipher. But, you know, if Blake didn't come help, then Toy Merchant would have had to come help. And, you know, if Toy Merchant comes to help, then now her cipher isn't getting done. And so either way, someone's cipher is not getting done. Because now we need someone to help out with the rescue. As opposed to if he didn't die on the cipher, Toy Merchant could give herself red, Blake can have red. I can finish her cipher for her with my pages. I can finish one cipher and then do the other one as well, while she goes in and does the rescue. I guess why didn't she do that the first time? Honestly, it probably would be better for Blake to stay on his cipher and just her to go for the rescue, so that way it's less time walking back to ciphers. Also, less time walking from the cipher to the chair, you know. I'm gonna play Explorer here. There are snow mounds here you can hide on. There's a couple snow mounds here. You can also hide in the grass if you absolutely need to. Man, is this the fort we matched with earlier? We're matching with another fort on Leo's memory. Again. This is the second time today. Yeah, tide prevents you from picking up pages. It's not, sadly. Too bad. And as long as it's not like something like in, we have a chance to hide here. It's like, yeah, the counter should be 305. Thank you so much, Lantern. Yeah, I think we could have won that last game. It was close. It definitely would have been a little bit closer had he not died on the cipher. Maybe at least not like a loss, you know. Maybe it would have at least been a tie at the worst. Okay, what is going on here? Hunter decides to not go for me. Man, this is the one issue with Explorer now, is that because the pages always spawn 70 meters from you, I thought at most 70 meters. I didn't think always 70 meters. It means that we're in like situations like this now. Like, is it even worth the page at this point? Okay. Watch out for excitement. That's interesting. Maybe this forward knows who this gamekeeper is. Okay. Again, a little bit awkward there. You know, last game, the treasure spawned on the hunter spawn. This game, the treasure spawned on the survivor spawn, which is where the hunter's going to go. And it just leads to awkward situations like this. I wonder, why couldn't they have made it so the treasure could spawn 70 meters or less from you? Why is it always got to be 70 meters from you? Like right now, this next page is probably going to spawn, I don't know, maybe by a Christmas tree? Or maybe over there? Okay, yeah, over there. I mean, there are ciphers in that direction. The problem is Blake is already doing that cipher. Okay, he did have excitement, funny enough. Imagine if it's a Percy, he got a buff as well. Yeah, he got a buff. It was one of the smaller ones, though, but he did get a buff. Okay. Rescue them. We are going to rescue them. I just want to take advantage of the decode here before we rescue them, because she is a little bit closer. But again, Gamekeeper, I'm not going to want to wait too long because he can just hook you backwards. Or go for this Terror Shock BS. Oh, I hate this. Okay. I should have just gone for the rescue because now he's not going to swing. Okay, nice. He did swing. We're going to run away so that she can use her stick a little better. And I will tell her I'm out of here. Borrow time and tide turn. Okay, good. You do have a kiter build. Okay. You can do the rest of that. It's actually really convenient because he's going to go rescue next probably. So it's really convenient that now the cipher's just going to be done and he can start prepping for the rescue early now. Kind of like Prisoner. Kind of like a Prisoner situation there where Prisoner kind of takes over whoever's going to rescue next. Okay, never mind. I guess it's going to be forward. So it doesn't really matter. But anyway, it's just better, you know, we're going to use the page at some point anyway. Oops, the page is right here. What's Explorer's new buff? Explorer got a couple buffs. For the first buff is the page will never spawn more than 70 meters from you. Unfortunately, it also means this page will never spawn closer than 70 meters from you either. So it's kind of like a buff and a nerf. The other thing is that Explorer now cannot get found by like stuff like Feaster Tentacles and full presence statues by Sculptor, so they can't seek you out anymore. Those abilities are able to point to the closest survivor, even if you're Explorer hiding in a book. But now, when you're fully shrunk down, they will not point towards you. You'll still get damaged by them if you're in their path, but you won't be able to get seeked out by them anymore, which is going to be really handy. They also did like another smaller buff, which is that every time you hit a calibration, you get 0.8% more decode. Not percent, it's just like a flat added bonus. Like you get plus 0.8%. It's not an increase in your decoding speed. It's not your decoding rate that's being increased. It's just, if you'll notice right now when we're about to get a calibration, you will see. Okay, looks like we're actually not, because the Cipher is going to be primed. Cyber machine primed. Oh, I guess we're gonna have to pop. Oh. It's the closest I could pop it. But now, every single time you hit a calibration, you're gonna be getting 0.8% more than other survivors. Just to be clear, every survivor gets decode bonus when they hit a perfect calibration. Even Wildling, even Mercenary, all survivors, every time they hit a perfect calibration, they get 2% added to their progress. It's not like an increased 2% decode speed, just 2% progress was added on that Cipher because you hit a perfect calibration. Same thing with Explorer, except now he's going to get 0.8% on top of that. So 2.8% now. And as added information as well, the more perfect calibrations you land as any survivor, the less the decode per perfect calibration gives. So like after 3 perfect calibrations, the next perfect calibration will only give you 1%. And and the rest will be 1%, something like that. But Explorer, I believe he still follows that rule. It's just now he's going to get 1.8%, at that point. There is one more buff we're going to leave here in case he hooks immediately at the gate. He didn't even hook in the right direction. He just hooked at the gate hoping that someone is doing it. The last buff is that as you're shrinking, you move normal speed. You don't slow down. You don't become normal. Sorry. You don't become Explorer speed. Which is the, he goes half the speed of other survivors when he's shrunk down, as you might know. And so as you're shrinking now, you move normal speed. It might sound kind of useless, but it means that when you're checking where your page is, you're not slowing yourself down. So, you're just going to shrink down for a half second just to see where the treasure is. You're not going to stay shrunk down, So it's helpful for that. It's also helpful on a kite when you don't know where the hunter is because they're behind a wall. So that way you could just shrink down for half a second, see which side of the wall they're on, and then go back to regular size. So that way, while you're shrinking and while you're going back to regular size, you're not slow speed anymore. I guess in the past, when you were going back to normal size, you were already moving normal speed. Just now, while you're shrinking, you're not going slower anymore. So now it actually makes sense to use it on a kite. It makes sense to constantly check where the page is now. And so now you're not getting this random slowdown every time you shrink. So it's really handy. Again, all pretty decent buffs. The 70-meter one is cool. It means your page won't spawn far from you. It also means that it's never going to spawn close to you now, though, unfortunately. So, a little bit of bad news. Yeah, the speed is such a nice quality of life change. It means, in an actual match where you're going to be kiting, it's going to be very valuable to constantly check on where the hunter is. If you can't see them, maybe they're behind a tall wall. Well, now you can keep checking where they are now, and it makes sense to do now because you're not going to slow yourself down to do it. So this is John Zoe. He could play Sculptor. Last game he played Ripper. Let's just go ahead. Oh, right. We can't play Explorer. Okay. Let's go ahead and play Buff Magician. Let's try to focus on the buff survivors today. Since we're not always going to be playing Explorer. And in fact, this person's banning Explorer. So we already know who this hunter is. This hunter is John Zoe. He plays Sculptor a lot. If he plays Sculptor, he's 99% of the time going to have peepers. So I'm going to keep that in mind. I'm going to try to stay away from a kiting area where I'm going to be cornered next to the edge of the wall. And yeah, he's probably going to go Ripper here. This is the new buffed hunter. John popped by stream earlier. I didn't even notice. Okay. Yeah, Explorer. Man, this is John. He is going to be playing some hunter that I guess cannot find Explorer easily. I guess that's the idea. Last time he played Ripper. Let's see what he plays this time. I don't see a shadow. It's just Sculptor. So this Sculptor, 99% chance she has peepers. I already know this. John likes to play Peeper Sculptor. So I'm going to keep that in mind. The last time I faced him, I forgot about that. So it was actually really annoying when it was very easy when I was on the edge of the map to just see where I am behind a wall. So he plays Sculptor very well. Very annoying hunter. It's a lot of luck, it feels like, with Sculptor. You know, sometimes you'll vault quickly, sometimes you won't, and it all depends if she guesses that you're going to vault fast or not. We are going to keep in mind to drop the pallet in front of me, because if I drop the pallet in front of me, it's going to cause the statue to bounce off. This is the one hunter where it's actually a decent strategy to drop the pallet on yourself, because that way the statue bounces away from you. Seki, are you going to stop playing Thief? No, of course I'm not going to stop playing Thief, but I only play Thief nowadays on, you know, actual, like, the best Thief maps. So that would be Eversleeping with that graveyard window, or Red Church. Chinatown is also pretty good because you got those huge empty alleyways where it's very easy to get, like, a flashlight moonwalk going. You can still play him on any other map. Leo's Memory is the worst. Arms Factory is also pretty bad. You know, these maps with trees make it so that as you pass the tree, the hunter can go behind the tree, make up some distance on you. It is a downside to playing Thief on those other maps, but those maps like Church and Eversleeping, they have windows where it's just guaranteed. It's just literally guaranteed to get a stun off every single time the hunter vaults that window. So hunter does have peepers here. Nice. Seki, you put me on the Thief. I'd be getting my chair hit on Eversleeping. Don't know what you mean. Yeah. Shake my head, stream sniper. I don't know if he's actually streamed something. Maybe he actually like got a YouTube notification. I'm going to be doing an Explorer stream, so he's just banning Explorer now every game. Honestly, this is not looking that bad. All honesty, this could be worse. Okay, he did chisel on me. My man is just... That is really unfortunate. You guys didn't get to see there because the game just cut off there, but the rock behind me caused the statue to blow up, and it gave that statue splash damage. The statue always has splash damage. It's just that because there's an obstacle right behind me when it happened, it meant that it actually ended up damaging me 2 times. He only used 1 set of statues, too. Oh no, Blake went down. Yeah, Sculptor full presence is such a huge nuisance. Oh, and he also died on the Cipher, so much for that. We'll get as much decode here as possible, but after that we can't do much more. We'll try to get behind a wall here. Okay. And we'll see here. Well, we can at least give tinnitus, I guess. But... Man, I guess he could even be stream sniping and see exactly where I am. My man even put a peeper. So he is running peepers. He's right now checking on the other Cipher right now. There's nothing we can do. I guess we could sneak in. No. We could play risky there, and I guess we could try to make him hit the chair. Blake is just dead. Sorry, Blake. Okay, anyway. Rest in peace, Blake. Blake be dead just like that. Farmed him like a crop right there, like an animal. And I guess we'll try to get some extra points here. What else can we do, right? No. Let's end this game. Get that magical escape, 150 plus, and then let's end this game. Okay. Well, it is what it is. No, John is a good hunter. I'll give him that. We didn't lose to some Unga Bunga hunter. No Mickey Mouse hunters anywhere here. Alright. I think we can get one more game in. Yeah, we'll get one more game in, and we're probably not going to get another game in after this. Alright, thank goodness we got another mechanic banner. That's good. Looks like this might also be someone who bans, who plays Opera Singer here. The Knight ban, it could be Opera Singer, could not be. A lot of people ban Knight, but judging off the Novelist ban, Mechanic, no one should be banning Mechanic unless you're a Go Man, Shadow, or Hula Boo player, and nope, you're not. You're not, because it's always banned, so there's no such thing in rank. You are not any of those. So, the ban here makes no sense. It makes no sense to ban Mechanic here, because every hunter besides those three can quite easily deal with the robot. They have cheap abilities that come off of cooldown pretty fast. They can stack abilities. It's not a big deal to kill a robot. Neither is it a big deal to chase Mechanic, who doesn't have very good kiting. But judging off the Novelist ban, might be Opera Singer. Hard to say, because these bans are, you know, Knight is like general ban. Novelist could be general ban. But the Mechanic ban makes no sense. I feel like if it was an Opera player, they would probably ban Anti-Query, and not like Mechanic. Mechanic is very easy to kill as Opera Singer, so it might not be. Pale blue skin on dark green map. Man, I know, Lancer. Just when I'm streaming, I forget about these things. I don't focus on the skin at all. If I'm playing the actual game and I'm not commentating, I would remember about these things, but I just don't remember. Your headphone dent is showing, Mikey. No, it's not, Miki. Okay, let's see what we got here. Miki, the type of guy to be seeing a streamer wear headphones like literally once or twice a week, and that's apparently enough to get headphone dent apparently already. Man, screw hiding. It is screw hiding. This is why I don't play Explorer. I just hate hiding. I think it's so stupid. I really hate hiding. Absolutely hate the idea of hiding. We're just dead here. We're just literally dead. Does he even have his owl back? I don't even think he has his owl back. I should have just kited normally. This is such a waste of 6 minutes. This is just literally a waste of 6 minutes now. We're just dead immediately. I'm just literally dead immediately. I hate this. I literally hate this. We just picked the bad skin. Like, there's no point hiding in the grass, honestly. I should have just prepared for a kite. Yeah. I really hate playing Explorer. If I didn't stream, I would remember to at least change the skin, but whatever. It is what it is. I prefer kiting. We could have kited this out. This is a very good area against wax starters, but I just had a really bad start. We don't even have like window bonus to actually redeem this kite. We're just screwed. We're just literally screwed. Well, we'll play one more rank match after this. I'm done with Explorer. I'm not a big fan of Explorer, honestly. I think it is much safer to just kite it out, you know. Just much safer to kite it out. If you play Opera Singer in rank, who should we ban? You need to ban Opera Singer. That's non-negotiable. You have to ban... Sorry. Opera Singer. You have to ban Anti-Quarian. If you decide to play Opera Singer, it is non-negotiable to ban Anti-Quarian. You have to ban Anti-Quarian. Some Opera Singers will also ban Archer. Some Opera Singers will ban First Officer. Some Opera Singers will play... what's it called? I don't know. Something else, I think. It's so stupid. If I didn't pick that skin, we could hide. My head is not in the game today. I needed to change my skin and then we could hide, but I got into hiding mode without realizing that my skin is not changed, so we couldn't even hide. Remember to walk while hiding, because you will still have... I know, thank you. I know. It's just we were screwed there. No matter where, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if we walk. I didn't walk because if we hide, we're getting found. That's why I'm not walking. I mean, be my guest. Go ahead, hide with the white skin. I needed to change the skin, but I realized too late, and so after that, it's too late. That's enough Explorer for today. I really don't like Explorer, but he did get buffed. Again, we discovered today that he also got simultaneously nerfed because the page will always spawn 70 meters from you. So. It's not like Wax walks that fast. Okay, if we hide behind the windmill, do you think we would have got seen? Yes or no? Yes or no? Do you think we would have gotten seen? If the answer is yes, that's why I'm not walking. Gosh, it's as simple as that. Lol, he on the stream for sure. I don't know what you mean by that. Well, Psyche, will you play Hunter Rank? We'll play Hunter Rank a different stream. We're not playing Hunter Rank today. I'm gonna leave the team, which is what I did, and then we're gonna play one more Survivor match. And we do have someone else playing Explorer, so we'll see how it goes for him. With that skin, yes. Yes, exactly. With that skin, yes. And by the way, again, I would love to hide there, but I just had the wrong skin. I should have just gotten into kiting mode, in all honesty. Hiding was not the move there. Okay, looks like the Hunter is going after the Explorer. Who is the Hunter, though? The Hunter is Feaster. Does the Feaster know that tentacles don't target Explorer anymore? Oh, he got seen anyway. Okay. Looks like everyone is struggling with Explorer today. If Psyche was Curdle, he would have been fine, yeah. For some reason, when I play Curdle, it's fine. Ever getting found. Okay, I'm gonna turn off the chat because I'm done reading this. Okay, let's focus on the game. 43% Cipher. Alright. Yeah, okay. The nerf to this area really does hurt, but he still manages to survive here. Okay, that wasn't a very good tentacle, though. Yeah, he does manage to survive still. I don't know why he dropped the pallet on himself. He dropped the pallet for a boost. That's actually slower than just dropping the pallet normally. You also waste your boost. I mean, I guess you get a... I did test it. It is tiny more distance to drop the pallet on yourself and then vault fast for a boost. But it's just a waste of your boost because you get like half a meter more. So just save the pallet boost. He should have dropped that pallet normally and then vaulted the next pallet. And then he wouldn't have wasted that time vaulting a pallet because he dropped a pallet on himself. Because he anyway vaulted 2 pallets in a row. You may as well just drop the first one normally, you know. Okay, I have to help out on this rescue here. Because this coordinator got patrollered. No, please tell me you at least went behind a wall, man. These people, man. She didn't even make it hard. She didn't even force the Feaster to walk away from the chair. No, I definitely want to rescue here. I wonder if we can actually... I think he might get farmed here. I literally can't walk any further away. Coordinator did not come to help us. Okay, that's a little bit sad. But it does mean that maybe he'll come help now. She'll come help now maybe after this? No. I don't know. She basically has to rescue with someone else. That's the issue. I do want to heal her up here. The Seer is being annoying. Let's 100% heal her up. Did she find a syringe? She's partially healed. Okay, let's not... Normally, you do heal slower if you're by tentacles. But I feel like it would just take longer to walk away from the tentacles to coordinate that with her. Sure, go rescue. Alright, well, he's dead. Yo, we can pick up the Explorer's magician book. Not magician book. We can pick up the Explorer's Explorer book, dude. Does it target me if I have the Explorer book? That's a good question. I really want to find that out. Dude, we can do a Mythbusters live on stream right now. If you are not Explorer, does the Feaster Tentacle still target if you shrink down? Makes you wonder. We can be mini magician right now this game. Okay. 49%. I read somewhere that it is faster to keep working on the Cipher than to destroy the tentacle, but I don't remember at what percent it is faster. It might already be faster at 50%, but only if you have accelerated decode, I want to add. Is she going to shoot immediately here? Oh, I thought she might have just shoot immediately and do a second rescue. I guess we're just going to have to sell it. It is what it is. 82%. We'll see. Maybe we can get dungeon. Who knows? I hate this dungeon spot because the grass blocks the dungeon visibility here. Okay. I do want to start off in an area with tall walls here, so it's more annoying to use the tentacles. Okay. Looks like he just decided to teleport away. We can still, again, we can't really use this powder. We can use this powder if we break both tentacles. Since dungeon is not even here, let's not even bother. Dungeon is in the middle. I do want to prepare for dungeon K. This is gonna be a long game here. It's the last game of the stream, so let's just go ahead and just try to get dungeon here. Oh! We can do it. We can do it. We can test it right now. Oh, this is gonna be so funny if you actually can't find us. You've been hit by the drone. Oh, I think that's a clown thing. Okay, let's do this. The one downside is that we actually can't see where the hunter is. Ooh, that's kind of sad. He's not gonna see it coming, guys. How would he know? Is it gonna work? Okay, right now... No, it doesn't work! He thinks it's towards the rocket chair right now. Oh my goodness. He has tinnitus and he's going towards the rocket chair. How long is this book gonna last? Is this book gonna last long enough? He's so confused right now. Dude, this is gonna be amazing. Look at this. The one game where we show up the Explorer buff. It is not even as Explorer. This is great. I love this. This is amazing. He is so confused right now. He is so confused. How is it not targeting the Magician right now when he has tinnitus? He's literally leaving towards the chair. Oh, I feel so bad for this man. Give me my illusions back. That is the highlight. There you guys go. That is the Explorer buff, and we're not even Explorer. Where did he just teleport? There wasn't even a teleport target at that part of the map. I don't even know, man. Whatever. That was great. That was great. That is how you Explorer, guys. There we go. We finally got one game of Explorer in, and it wasn't even as Explorer. Beautiful stuff, guys. There you guys go. Explorer stream, and it was as Magician. Beautiful. If you guys enjoyed the stream, be sure to check out more streams just like this. Somehow we drew that Wax Artist match when I died instantly. It is what it is. If you guys enjoyed the stream, be sure to check out more streams just like this one. We're gonna end the stream here, I think. Yoseki, they drew the match where he got found. They cooked. Yeah, they did something. They did something. But man, we definitely could have cutted that out. In that area, that is a very good area against Waxers. It was just unfortunately got found. I should have just gone into kite mode. I just should have assumed not to hide. But yeah, it is my bad. He's gonna need it. Mickey, stop opening your mouth, man. What are you talking about? He's gonna need your luck. It's like you make sure to drink water and eat healthy, my man. My man, you sound like my mom. Get out of here. Alright, guys. Thank you so much for joining along. I'm gonna check right now. Maybe we have time to do one match. Let's see. I might have time to do one hunter match. Let me see. We can do like one game of Gamekeeper since Gamekeeper got buffed. Okay. I heard that ants can't see Explorer when he's shrunk. Is that true? I don't know. I just, in case I get caught by the cat, more specifically. If I get caught by the cat, that's another way you could get found. Oh yeah, but you're right. It means in a kite, it would be helpful though. Hmm. Miki is such a good friend. Get that orange chicken in your belly, Omi. What is that? Actually, let me mute the stream really quickly. All right, guys. Sorry, guys. Just had to say something to my 2 new best friends. Sorry, Miki, you're out. You're not my best friend anymore. I got 2 new best friends. I'm just kidding. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for joining along this stream. I will see you later. And I'm actually gonna do another Explorer stream in the future because my head again was not in the game. Someone in chat makes a good point. Like, you're walking when you're not supposed to be, and also the cat stuff. You could be hiding from the cat as well. Little stuff like that I forgot about that. I'm going to be going ahead and testing what can get seen from Explorer, what cannot get seen by Explorer, and we're going to be actually making sure to wear the right skin, play them on the right maps, and I do want to bring back Explorer another stream. But in the meantime, guys, thank you so much for joining along. I will see you guys later. Take care. This has been Psyche. Peace out, everybody.